Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Hello, good Sunday evening, folks. Thank you for closing out your weekend with us and our crew. I'm Dustin Klemann. Our top story tonight, a blizzard of negotiations is in the forecast this week on Capitol Hill. House and Senate members are trying to work out their tax reform differences and deliver a big item on the president's holiday wish list. Here's Errol Barnett.
And I can think of no better Christmas present for the American people than giving you a massive tax cut.
Echoing his Pensacola speech on Friday, President Trump tweeted this morning about the stock market's record highs, the unemployment rate 17-year low, and the tax cut bill getting closer. He then played golf in West Palm Beach with Republican Senator Lindsey Graham in an effort to shore up GOP support amid mounting headwinds.
I don't know where the bill is going to come out.
Cautiously optimistic Republican Senator Susan Collins is withholding support until she sees the final version. Collins wants her amendment to eliminate automatic cuts to Medicare included.
But I don't want seniors to have the anxiety of wondering whether the tax bill somehow is going to trigger a cut in Medicare.
You can save my life.
During a Thursday flight back to Arizona, Republican Senator Jeff Flake was implored by a passenger suffering with ALS, who is also a Democratic activist, to vote no on the bill.
My life depends on it.
Most of the country disapproves of the GOP tax plan. CBS News found only 20% of Americans think it would decrease their taxes, with 76% feeling large corporations benefit most. Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama, who supports the bill, disagrees.
It's a lot of relief for a lot of the working people, middle class. It's probably something for just about everybody in the bill.
This is now crunch time for President Trump's domestic agenda. House and Senate lawmakers meet this week, aiming to get a final tax bill to the Oval Office by Christmas, and delicate negotiations are underway between Democrats and Republicans on funding priorities to avoid a government shutdown by the end of the year. Errol Barnett, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
In other news tonight, the special Senate election in Alabama is 2 days away, and the race is tightening between Republican Roy Moore and Democrat Doug Jones. Moore is under fire for sexual misconduct allegations. The CBS News' Laura Podesta reports that is why some Alabama Republicans say they are refusing to vote for him.
Alabama's current senator has announced he does not want Roy Moore joining him on Capitol Hill.
I couldn't vote for Roy Moore. I didn't vote for Roy Moore, but I wrote in a distinguished Republican name.
Senator Richard Shelby said his decision not to support Moore came after the multitude of accusations, particularly the account of a woman who says she was molested by Moore at age 14. In an interview Sunday, Moore again denied knowing his accusers.
I do not know them. I had no encounter with them. I never molested anyone. And for them to say that, I don't know why they're saying it, but it's not true.
President Donald Trump has endorsed the former Alabama judge and recorded this robocall.
But if Alabama elects liberal Democrat Doug Jones, all of our progress will be stopped cold. We already know Democrat Doug Jones is a puppet of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and he will vote with the Washington liberals every single time.
Jones and Moore are currently neck and neck in the polls.
How you doing?
Volunteers are canvassing neighborhoods, encouraging people to vote on Tuesday.
Our turnout's not great, so I think, that's why I'm personally devoting my time to just getting out the vote.
Democrats say a Moore win would lead to turmoil in Washington.
If Roy Moore ends up being elected to the Senate, he would face close scrutiny, investigation, even removal from the Senate once he arrives.
Senator Richard Durbin referenced the fall of Senator Al Franken, who resigned this week after accusations of sexual harassment. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Most statewide Republican office holders in Alabama say they are voting for Roy Moore for the U.S. Senate, including Governor Kay Ivey. Firefighters are making progress on several wildfires burning in Southern California, but a major flare-up on one of the largest fires has forced new evacuations in Santa Barbara County. Officials say the Thomas Fire grew rapidly overnight and is now one of the largest in state history. After almost a week of on the lines, firefighters are getting tired. Across Southern California, winds-fueled wildfires, they've devoured nearly 800 homes and other structures. More than 200,000 people have been evacuated, With the Thomas fire still growing, more evacuations are almost certain. Back here in our region, an update on the West End grass fire this afternoon that caused up to $20,000 in damages, according to officials. That fire sparked near 56th Street West in Central Avenue. Wind blew the smoke north all the way toward the rims. The fire ignited straw bales next to the property. The cause of the fire is now under investigation tonight. Fortunately, no one was injured. With that said, let's go to our own weather scene where we talk about what's ahead. Dry conditions, a cause for concern in December, Rob. And at least maybe by the end of the week, we might have a little bit of reprieve.
Well, yeah, and this dry spell is really bringing in smoke not only from West Billings, but some of that is circulating in from the Southern California fires over that large large high pressure system. So we're even having some California haze in parts of Montana. It's been squirrely weather, maybe in a little different way. Check this out. You know, you just got to smile every now and then. Larry Lesueur caught this little rascal outside in his backyard off of Silverwood here in Billings and probably put the color filter on that guy. And oh, he is a beauty, isn't he, though? Having a great time in the tree. Nice Billings sunset shot from Q2's own Matt Johnston. Matt, good eye, as always. And the other eye isn't bad either. You're doing fine. From Lynn Richardson down in Wyoming, check this one out. Looking out toward Hart Mountain there in the Powell area. So some really beautiful sunsets. I can't stop but think that maybe some of that sunset is being caused by a little bit of high altitude smoke haze. We'll take a look at a squirrely for mid-December weather forecast. Dry and mild in just a little bit. Dustin?
All right, Rob. Also, you can leave your tinfoil in the drawer for this story. It wasn't UFOs last night. Many people in Billings and across several other states reporting a strange line of lights in the air Saturday night. Those lights actually belong to a group of military aircraft traveling to an exercise in Nevada. Specifically, it was a group of 12 C-17 cargo jets. It was cross-country training exercise involving halo drops, the high-altitude military parachuting. The exercise was done in coordination with multiple air military installations and groups, including the 82nd Airborne. A military spokesperson says the cargo jets returned to their base in Charleston, South Carolina at about 4 a.m. Mountain Time. Getting kids to eat their fruits and vegetables can be quite difficult, but a new program through the Montana State University system could have them cleaning up their plates and asking for seconds. MTN's Tim McGonigal serves up the details in this week's edition of Montana Egg.
They'll tell you what we prepared today.
Montana ag producers are putting Fort Benton kids to the test.
There you go.
And the kids are eating it up.
You know, I like to challenge the kids. I think it's
These little longhorns are passengers in a pilot project called Harvest of the Month.
They provide the marketing materials and the connections and resources for schools to bring together farms and schools and bring fresh food into cafeterias, local food into cafeterias.
Each month, a different Montana-grown product is highlighted. On the menu in November, apples. In front of their peers, several kids are selected to sample two dishes,
sugar,
one savory,
baked apple with Italian sausage and brown rice.
The other sweet.
So then we have a baked apple crisp.
Apprehension turns to adventure as the taste buds of the eager eaters are tempted.
And that's by coming up on the stage blindfolded and trying whatever Mr. Smith has prepared for them.
Want some help with that?
So one of the things they're doing is they're trying to encourage them to be brave in trying these different foods.
9-year-old Charlie Arnst sat on the big stage in September to share zucchini pizza bites and zucchini chocolate cake. The experience eliciting a roller coaster of emotions.
Fun, but you don't know what's going to happen, so you're worried. Worried, but you're excited.
Really enjoy
So you don't really know what to feel.
The farming community of Fort Benton is a natural fit for the project. Nutritional knowledge hitting home.
You know, tractor runs on diesel, but there's just more than one fuel or one fluid that you need in order for that tractor or that machine to run properly. And so just like with foods, you know, we can't just eat pizza all the time. You know, we need our fruits, we need our vegetables, we need vitamins, and so we need a wide variety of foods.
Students have also tried kale, and upcoming menus include carrots, beets, and beef. Some kids are skeptical, but most of the culinary offerings are well received.
He will ask them a question, is this, do you like it? Do you love it? Or is it not your favorite? And so there's definitely a few that will raise their hand and say, it's not my favorite. But a lot of them are surprised.
So we have 3 likes it, okay?
Most kids offer rave reviews.
Like, they just get to experience different experiences with food.
Have you guys all had a chance to have a bite?
All are left hungry for more.
Okay.
Tim McGonigal, MTN News.
3 of you like it.
Thank you very much, Tim. Clark would ultimately like to see school cafeterias buying products from the Harvest of the Month menu directly from local farmers. More information on the Harvest of the Month program can be found at ktvq.com. A Billings family lost a baby boy last year and now honors him and remembers him with Codys Crusade. The McDonald family brought toys to Toys for Tots collection on Saturday. Cody McDonald was born December 15, 2015. He died of meningitis in October of 2016. The McDonalds had already purchased birthday and Christmas presents, but decided to donate those gifts. And this year, they gave some of the toys for the Toys for Tots program after giving away toys at St. Vincent Healthcare last year.
We thought, well, the hospital was so good to us down there, maybe we'll go up there and donate some of the toys to the kids that couldn't be home for Christmas. And some family and friends caught wind of it and thought it was a pretty good idea, and started donating gifts for all this.
To see the support, you see that people are still affected by the loss of Cody, and I think people will remember him for a long time, and the fact that they're willing to help us with this cause helps us know that he's still remembered, and that's just so meaningful to us.
Many people gathering around for the McDonald's and their cause. Donations are still being accepted for Codys Crusade at Benchmark Dental. That can be found on 1690 Rimrock Road. Still ahead on the Sunday Q2 10 o'clock edition of the Q2 10 o'clock news, Palestinian leaders say U.S. no longer a part of the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. We'll tell you why in our World Wrap next. And later in sports, round 4 fires up at the National Finals Rodeo. Of highlights from Vegas on the way.
You're watching MTN News with Dustin Klemann, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the Q2 10 o'clock news in high definition.